Hey everybody, Diamond Ambassador Kyle Rainey here, and I am looking forward to talking to you about a subject that I'm really passionate about, and that is implementing a vision in your life that's going to last. I love this topic because I think it's so critical that we have a vision for our lives in order that we may see our dreams come into a reality. Now, before we get into it, this isn't necessarily a vision statement, which I think are really important. A vision statement is more of a waypoint or a guide or a reminder to get us back on the road to our long-term vision. I have a vision statement for my life. It's to do the most good for the most amount of people in the time God allows me here on this earth. That's the vision statement for my life. It doesn't encompass my full vision for my life, the lasting long-term vision, but it's like a guidepost, right? It's just a compass that helps me keep in the borders of my vision. So let's talk about what it means to implement this big vision. Now, before we get started, visionaries sometimes don't have the courage or are too fearful to actually implement their vision. You may be sitting there going, I've got a vision for life, but it's scary. I don't think visions are meant to be safe. But oftentimes we have either apathy or we're not passionate, or maybe we just have too much fear that we put our vision on a shelf and we don't implement our lives and it just grows dust and we forget about it. I mean, that literally happened in history. I mean, do any of you know who Elisha Gray is? Probably not. Probably not, unless you're a big history nerd like I am. You don't know who Elisha Gray is. Elisha Gray actually invented the telephone. 2 months prior, before Alexander Graham Bell issued his patent, Elisha Gray actually had invented the technology before him, but he was too scared to implement his vision, literally put his vision on a shelf and let it sit there. Finally, we got enough courage to go to the patent office and get the patent for the telephone, just to discover 4 days prior, Alexander Graham Bell had received the patent. If he had only implemented his vision earlier, he would be now the father, if you will, of technology in the phone, but he didn't. And I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want your vision to stay on the shelf. I want it to be implemented in your life. I want it to be able to see, I want you to be able to see all the things in which you're called to see come into fruition into your life that actually have it happen. So how do we make a vision that lasts? Well, here are some elements, and the words are going to be different, and the way you describe your vision for your life. And I would really encourage you to journal out. What does this look like? What does a long-term vision of my life look like? What are some values? What are some pillars? But here's some elements in which I want you to think about when it comes to implementing a vision in your life. And before we get into that real quick, this isn't about the next rank, right? Sometimes say, well, my vision is to become this rank or hit this success sprint or win this contest or make this trip or whatever the case may be. That's a goal, and goals are great, but goals are not short-term visions. Okay, I don't think short-term vision actually exists. I think they're just goals that you can implement, goals that you try to hit to get to the long-term vision, right? And so your vision for your life isn't the next rank. It's so much bigger than that. It's so much bolder than that. It's so much greater than that. And so let's get into it. So first, a vision that lasts needs courage. And we just talked a little bit about that with Elisha Gray and Alexander Graham Bell. Visionaries don't fear failure. They fear the loss of opportunity. That's what visionaries do, right? A good visionary that has courage, they fear losing opportunity, not fear of failure. They don't mind failing. A vision that lasts takes courage because you are bucking the system of cultural norms, right? You're not sliding into the pretty little model that this world gives you of the pragmatics of how to live a successful life. You have a bigger vision than that. You want to see greater things in your life. You are being daring beyond the mundane and wanting to get to the magnificence, right, of your life. And so to muster courage in your vision means you have to have belief in yourself, and you have to have belief in the drive that you have to get you there, that you have been made, that you have been created, that you have the giftings in order to see this vision come to pass. This bold, crazy, courageous vision came from somewhere, right? It came from within you, and in my personal beliefs, maybe not yours, but I mean, for me, my vision comes from my faith and my faith in God. And because of that, and that great vision I have courage knowing that I have belief in myself and belief in who called me to see this vision play out, that I'm going to go forward into it, and it's going to be a lasting vision because I'm going to have courage when I'm moving forward, not worried about failure, just worried about missing an opportunity. Second, a vision takes conviction. People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. Period. Your team is going to buy into you before they buy into the vision. Some people think, and they get it kind of backwards. They say, well, if it's a compelling enough vision, then people are going to follow. That's not true. A worthy vision, a worthy cause, I should say, a worthy cause people aren't necessarily going to follow, but they will follow a worthy leader. So if you show up with conviction in your vision for your life and for your team, then people are going to respond to that, because conviction is contagious, right? Conviction, when you show up and you have this deep-seated roots of beliefs, of values, and you are who you are in authentic ways, and you have conviction in where you're heading and where you're taking your team, then people are going to respond positively. So you have to have courage. You have to have conviction. And that conviction also isn't fear of failing as well, just like courage. You fail, you regroup, and you re-enter, right? You fail, you regroup, and re-enter. That's what you do. That's where conviction lies, and you're not going to give up. Thirdly, a vision that lasts is compelling. It tells a story. And you may think, well, I'm not the best speaker. I'm not the best public speaker. It's about authenticity. It's about having a vision that is compelling, that is true to yourself. A compelling vision paints a picture for those you are leading. It paints a picture for your family, for you, of what the future is going to look like. Not what it could possibly look like, but what it's going to look like. And you weave it in stories, right? You weave it in by saying, this is what I think is going to happen through this vehicle of Plexus. This is what our team could get to through this vehicle of Plexus. This is where I see your life heading to when you're talking to your leaders. You're painting a picture with them with authenticity, and you don't want to borrow your vision from other people, right? A borrowed vision will not show up as authentic to you. When you are have compelling vision, that compelling vision, it fits your voice. I had a mentor many years ago when I was a pastor say, when I was preaching or teaching, that I needed to find my voice, my way, not someone else's way, not some famous pastor's way, but my way, because my way is going to be authentic to me, and it's going to compel others to join along in the journey. Fourthly and finally, a vision takes community. You do not want to get to this top of this company. You do not want to see all the dreams that you have come to reality by yourself. This is not a solo mission. We were built for community. We were built to be in community, to have life-on-life interactions, and it's so much more fulfilling and so much more joy when you're bringing people along with you in this vision. And you can't get there by yourself. You literally cannot do it by yourself. You have to have people that have courage, conviction, and are compelled by your vision as well, making this community of people striving to a better future. So, in conclusion, I would love for you during this holiday season to think about, what is the vision I have, the long-lasting vision I have for my life and for my Plexus team and for my journey in general. Does it have courage? Do I need to be bolder? Do I need to be more courageous? Does it have conviction? Am I showing up in a way that's very, that has deep-seated conviction, that knows that I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this vision to be able to play out? Is it compelling? Is it authentic to me? Is it painting a good picture and having a good story that involves other people along? Are we guiding others also in this story to see their vision come to be as well? And am I doing it in community, or is this just a solo project for me? Friends, I think that your life matters. I think that you have an incredible journey ahead of you. I think that you have the talents and the giftings to see the vision in your life come to pass. It's just up for you to take it off that shelf, implement in your life, have courage, conviction, let it be compelling, and do it in community. And I think you're going to see all the dreams that you want in your life become a reality. We'll see you around, guys.